The long-awaited vacation has finally arrived, bringing with it a wave of relief and excitement. For a whole year, I've been waiting for this moment. All year long, I've been working without a break. Deciding to get out of the city, I went to the dacha. Only there I could really rest my body and soul. My house is small but cozy, located among tall trees and surrounded by a bright garden bursting with flowers and neat beds with vegetables. There is always a faint scent of fresh herbs in the air, which creates the feeling of a peaceful haven away from the chaos of the city. Best of all, there is a serene pond nearby in which I can swim. In my 45s, I managed to maintain a pretty good figure. I do yoga and watch my diet. The day was incredibly hot, at least 35 degrees. The first thing I wanted to do was to take a dip in the cool water. Parking the car at the lodge, I dropped off my stuff, and as I walked past the mirror, I caught my reflection. Stopping in front of the mirror, I noticed my slim figure and healthy glowing skin. My shining eyes reflected both satisfaction and curiosity about the days ahead. "Yes, Elaine, you still look beautiful," I thought to myself. I threw on a light sundress over my bathing suit and headed for the pond. It was usually quiet, especially on weekdays, but today it seemed more crowded. After all, it was July, the height of summer. My favorite spot under the old willow tree was taken. Some man had decided to take it. No matter, it was a public place, and everyone wanted the coolness of the pond. I spread a towel nearby, took off my sundress, and went straight into the water. The water was divine, cool, clear, and refreshing. I swam for about 20 minutes, savoring every moment. When I got to shore, the sun was relentless. My fair skin burns quickly, so I got out my sunscreen and started applying it to my shoulders. Suddenly, I heard a man's voice. "Let me help. It's hard to get to your back," he suggested. Turning around, I saw a man from under a willow tree. He looked to be about 50 years old, trim, tanned, with an intriguing face. Introducing himself as Michael, he asked me to call him Mike. There was something mesmerizing about him. I hesitated but accepted his help. His touch was confident yet gentle, and his hands were warm and strong. He smelled of expensive cologne mixed with the scent of summer. We got to talking and found out that he was an architect and lived nearby. As the sun grew even stronger, Mike suggested a walk in the shade of the trees, mentioning a nearby meadow of wild strawberries. Without thinking, I agreed. Putting on my sundress and carrying my bag, I followed him down the narrow path into the woods. The air was filled with the scents of herbs and flowers, accompanied by the chirping of birds. Under the shade of an ancient oak, we found a strawberry patch. Sitting side by side, we picked the tiny fruits and chatted. At some point, our hands touched and our eyes met. There was an undeniable chemistry between us, a magnetic attraction. I don't remember who leaned in first, but his lips met mine, soft with the sweet flavor of strawberries. It was like a scene from a dream. We kissed like teenagers, and every touch sent shivers through me. His lips were warm and tender, and they ignited a spark that traveled throughout my body. The earthy scent of the forest mingled with the sweetness of strawberries, heightening each sensation and making the moment unforgettable. One thing led to another, and this joy of the soul blossomed right there in the forest clearing. It was something incredibly vivid, almost forbidden. The world around us disappeared. Only the rustling of leaves and distant bird songs reminded us that we were not completely alone. As the sun began to sink, reality returned. The air now smelled of freshly cut grass and strawberries. As we exchanged phone numbers, we lingered for a moment, both sensing the bittersweet nature of the moment. Was this just a fleeting adventure, a stolen slice of summer, or the beginning of something we'd never dreamed of? Emotions hovered in the air, as bright and lingering as the scent of strawberries around us.